and we chose New York because we thought of it as a very busy city where there's a lot of like chaos and things that happen every day. So we're gonna talk about several situations that are present today and have always really been present in New York. And I'm Natalia, he's Salvador, he's Ricardo, Manuka, and Leslie. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna talk about pollution in New York. New York was voted one of the dirtiest city in the world in 2014. And in 2013, it was number 5, so it went up. So it's the dirtiest city in the world, especially because it's very densely populated. Also, this pollution causes a lot of health problems in the civilians that live there. For example, like asthma, heart disease, things like that. Pollution was connected to 3,000 deaths this last year, so 2014, and 2,000 hospitalizations, and 6,000 treatment, like they had to treat the people because of the smog in the air and the contaminants, and they got like asthmatic problems and like in their lungs, all the smog. Also, this problem targets specifically adults and young children, like senior citizens, because they got like less strong lungs and like that, and babies are also really affected by this pollution, especially like senior citizens and babies. And
in the last 75 years, New York has experienced 9 water shortages. The worst one was in 1980, where they had to put several restrictions in watering your lawn, washing your car, or filling your pool, and even businesses had to reduce their consumption by 15%. The most recent water shortage was in 2002, and right now New York is at the very high risk to getting a water shortage again. In the most recent census population, they discovered that each person uses 125 gallons of water a day, and New York brings their water from outside. So imagine how much water they have to bring for each day. So yeah, the message would be that they should start using their water more wisely if they don't. They wanna avoid a water shortage.
Well, I'm going to talk about injustice, more about racism, about the Afro-American people and Latin people. Just some facts. The 37% of the people get arrested by drug users are Afro-American and Latin people. 85% of the pullovers, the policemen pullovers are for the Afro-American and Latinos, and 6% is for white people. 33% that are arrested get detained of this people like Afro-American and Latinos. So if they get arrested, 10% of them get longer sentences than the white people. And if they get the sentence and get detained into jail, they get 32% life sentences. So this is like some very basic facts, and this is for 2015. They say, the government said that 32% of the black people will get to jail if they were in 2015. 17 of the Latino people will get to jail, and only 6% of white people. So let's make conscious about how we treat people, and let's make a change. So can get better.
As you know, the New York suffers a lot of terrorism. In 2001, the U.S. was ranked as #1 of all the countries. It's because of the event of the two towers that fall because of 9/11 when two towers fall. So, and that day, 343 firefighters died. That's a huge number of people dying, trying to save the people from the terrorism that the city suffered. And in the terrorist index, the U.S. is ranked as number 30 of 162 countries of terrorism. So it's it's not a country with a lot of terrorism, but it has suffered some of it. And the Office of Counterterrorism, OCT, it started to do some tips for the people to know what to do when they see attempts or something of terrorism. So it's really important for New Yorkers that they have suffered before a really bad tragedy to go online and check all the things they can do to prevent these things.
Well, as we know, New York is a very big city and everyone travels there to get a good job. And everyone thinks they will get a lot of money and be rich and maintain your family. But what they don't know is that not everyone gets a good job and they start being poor and they can feed their families. So there's a lot of homelessness, as you can see. There are a lot of shelters where people stay. They say there's 100,000 people attending shelters. Americans, not counting Latinos nor Black people. And 90% of the homeless people is Latino or Black, even though only the 50% of the population is from these races. As we know, there's a big disparity between the white Americans and the other races. And there have been tests where they see that most of them are not American and they're foreigners. Right now, New York is doing a program where they're feeding about 2 million people a year and are creating new shelter homes for people to keep people off the street. And right now they're raising their level, and compared to like Los Angeles that has 60% of the population being homeless. That comes from another city, not the locals. And we chose New York because you know it's a big city. You see it in the movies and see all the rich people and see walls. You can see everything. But what you don't know is all of these problems that they have. That you can see them and you can compare them to other cities in Africa, comparing it in poorness and homelessness. You can see a problem of water, you can see a problem of pollution, even though it's one of the most developed cities in the whole world. Comparing it to Abu Dhabi and everything, it has a very good rank. And I think it's very important for us to be conscious about all the problems that a huge city can have, a metropolitan city, and to be conscious about not to use the products and every resource as if it won't end, because yes.